You have entered the Plumbing Business Success Zone, teaching entrepreneurs the business of plumbing. This is Potty Talk Live, recorded live every week. Turn on notifications to never miss an episode. Now your host, Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber.
Hey, plumbing pros, welcome to episode 268 of Potty Talk Live. Hey, I'm your host, Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber, seated behind the golden MVP microphone, where we're talking the business of plumbing. That's right. Hey, welcome. Hey, we got a fun episode for you. I don't know what's going to happen on this episode. This is, the title of this episode is What the Part 2. Okay, so we're gonna leave it at that. I'm coming in with an open mind and an open mouth, and we're just gonna go from there. Okay, I'm just gonna share with you some stuff. All right.
I've got the delete button.
You got the delete button, yeah, with a little quack or something. And when I say okay, hey, good to have you on board here. Good to see you. Hey, if you're watching live, type live in the comments. Let us know that you're joining us live, and I hope you are, because it's just fun hanging together. Hey, TK. All right, hey, if you're watching the replay, type replay. Let us know you saw the replay, okay? And if you're listening to the podcast, you know what to do. Just keep on listening. All right, hey, so Frankie. Who do we have with us tonight?
Everybody's
all right, hey, Frankie's in the house.
Frankie.
All right, look out, brother. All right, get ready to throw your 2 cents in, too. Hey, I want us to all have a conversation here. I'm gonna share my heart a little bit. Hey, DW. All right, you are with your people. All right, Dustin's live and ready. How you doing, brother? Good to have you here. Yeah. All right, and lovely Laura's with us. Hey, baby.
I am.
How you doing tonight?
I'm great.
All right, you ready to keep me on a leash? Or are you gonna let me go
Baby,
a little
I've
bit?
been doing that for 26 years. Hey, Matt Carter.
Hey, Matt. How you doing, brother? Good you're here. All right.
Let's see. Bob from City Plumbing Services checking in for the first time from Arizona.
Hey, welcome, Bob. How you doing, man?
Bello. What a great name.
Yeah, that is a cool name.
Bob Bello.
We're glad you're here. Like Stick around. We're gonna talk some. We talk the business of plumbing. So if you're a plumbing business owner, you are in the right place. If you're interested in starting a plumbing business and looking to learn some things, you are in the right place. And if you just like to talk plumbing business or just want to have a good time, okay, you are in the right place.
Hey, Ted Thompson,
right. Top Hat Plumbing. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you. Looking
dapper,
sharp as always.
Dabonier.
Very debonair.
Debonair.
Nicole and Alex,
hey.
live, both of us. Hey, guys.
All right.
Red
Seal Plumbing.
Out of
Vancouver. Canada. All right,
okay,
beautiful.
There's a state in there, but
all right,
and
I'm looking to see if you guys get you got your logo and all your stuff done, kind of finished. All right.
Anybody's looking for a job and you work, you're a plumber in Vancouver. Red Seal is the plumbing company.
Is the place to be.
So, yes.
All right.
Okay, there you go.
Dave Doyle in Shaky Town.
What's Shaky Town? What does that mean?
All right, share it with us, man.
Yeah, what is Shaky?
Educate me. That's gonna be one of my things tonight here. Educate me, brother. Educate me.
Hey,
Nick Marcella is watching live. All right.
And Matthew Delnay, I think I'm saying that right. Matthew's checking in, saying live as well.
All
hey,
right.
Matthew. Good to see. Out of is it Mountaineer Plumbing? Do I have that right? I might be mixing.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome, guys.
Well, it's good to be here. How's everyone's week starting out?
How is everybody?
Okay, as we're recording this, all right, it's Monday.
Hey, Ron and Angel Blevins are checking in. We got to go out to dinner. Out to dinner.
Had a great time with Ron and Angel Blevins of Pristine Plumbing. You know, that's one of the fun things with our clients. You know, we have the professional side. Now they're right in our backyard here,
so it's helpful.
So it's it makes
it a little easier to go out to dinner.
Just really had fun hanging out with them, and nice evening. We wound up hanging outside after a great dinner,
which was out in a restaurant where someone waited on us,
right,
and stuff. They had a mask on.
They had a mask on. What I mean,
we did
that. I'm going to get some slack to those that they have to.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
but we'll talk about that. But the place was packed. I mean, they said the separation stuff, but you can tell people want to go. That's and I'm going to get to that. That's a good sign. Okay,
it is a good sign. It's a really good sign.
Okay.
We like that. Kelly Ball, hey Kelly Ball,
Kelly.
how you doing? Good
Glad you're here.
Kelly. Can't start without Kelly.
Nope.
Always Kelly Ball, out of Aspen Mountain Plumbing in Rock Springs.
Yes,
Wyoming.
Eddie,
Eddie from Monkey Wrench in
There
New
we go.
Jersey.
Good to have you back on board, Eddie. All right.
Guys.
Wait, but everyone get ready here to throw in their 2 cents. I want to see some comments here. I'm going to share. I'm going to share a little bit with you here.
Okay. But before you go, I just want to make sure everybody make sure that they get notifications when we go live. There's somewhere on your screen you can tap, hit something.
Okay.
Where
I
it
know,
says
like
get
in
notifications
YouTube, it's like what?
when we
It's
go
over,
live. Yes.
Like here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, down here.
Got me.
On YouTube, subscribe.
So make sure you get notified.
Right.
And share this. Share this with someone that you know needs it. If you know someone in the plumbing industry, they need this for sure. So
hey, if they're looking to learn the business of plumbing, all right, and want to have a good time.
Hey, Eric, out of Eric Matson, I hope I'm saying that right. Got pipes from Long Island.
All right.
Long Island.
Long Island.
Yeah.
All right. How's it going out there in Long Island?
Oh yeah.
You staying busy?
Lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear.
Man, they really got you locked down. But
really locked down.
Wonder how the plumbing business is going. A lot of our clients, over half of them are having
well over half.
Are having record weeks and months. Okay, they weren't scared, pushing forward. Well, we're going to kind of get into that with all this kind of stuff.
Yes,
okay?
absolutely.
So sweetheart,
Josh Dixon, Kentucky. Hello.
All right,
neighbor to the south.
There we go.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
And you guys. Okay, after a couple weeks ago, I think it was episode 263.
Okay.
I did my rant. It became known as the rant. I'll go back and take a look at these just to see if I made sense on some of the comments I made. To be honest with you, I didn't go back on that one. I know that I was just emotional. I mean, I spoke my mind, okay? And
people even said they could hear you breathing.
I guess I heard someone say we could hear you breathing, and worked up. And I just wanted to be on record. Thank you for listening. And I just wanted to go on record out there to kind of take on, that I said what was on my mind, which is my right, okay?
It is.
And we're going to talk about that, okay? But I just wanted to unload, okay,
yes.
And possibly maybe make some in my industry, okay, feel like you're not alone, okay.
Yes.
I wanted to go on the record. I'm
Hey,
surprised that more other plumbing business industry leaders haven't gone on the record. Well, it doesn't surprise me, but it does, okay, all at the same time, okay. All right. I wish more had the courage to actually speak their mind. Or maybe what could scare me is they really believe some of this other stuff.
That's the other scary part.
That's kind of the scary part. But anyways, I wanted to let those freedom-minded, those in our industry that know they're free men, not slaves. Okay, this is how I see it too. That I'm a free man.
Right.
And and I wanted to give some of my experience.
And it's your bully pulpit.
It was my bully pulpit, right? And so I just wanted to go on the record. So that's what I did. Okay.
Okay.
And I got a good, a big response. I mean, that's not what I was looking for, but I got a lot of, I'm there, all the conversation. Okay?
Definitely supportive, certainly.
Supportive, right.
And no backlash from Facebook, Dustin.
No, but I mean, quite, I think the reason so is because I don't have a bunch of stuff out there yet on that, and that's part of it. Okay. And so what I did also start getting, then about a week or so later, I started getting emails and instant messages on stuff like, Richard, what do you think on? We haven't heard you. It's like we haven't heard your opinion, that kind of a thing. And it culminated into, I started hearing from my own people. When I say my own people, my private clients, the guys I work with more closely.
Right.
Even into one of the last, we have, when you're one of our private clients, not only do we, have our private time together, but you're also part of what we call a mastermind group, other plumbing business owners that you're not in competition with, literally all over the U.S. and a couple in Canada. And we're part of this group together, which is really pretty cool. It's really pretty close.
I love it.
And so I was hit up on. Actually asked me a direct question, which they can. I mean, that's what Richard. You were so passionate about this and that, and now you're not saying anything. Do you still feel the same way? And of course I said, yes, I do.
Charlie Bees.
Okay, I do. And I wanted to make that clear. Laura and I still feel very strongly, and probably more so than what we even express. And these are times where, and here's what we did. And I think you got to do the same thing. You got to. These are times that you got to take stock in. And where are you going to stand, and what's your position, or what are you going to do in the season that we're in? Okay. And the lovely Laura and I had those conversations.
We did.
We had to say, because back in the day, we actually helped found the Tea Party movement, and we went all the way, even running for office, okay, and spent literally tens of thousands of dollars, almost lost our business, bankrupt our business, all that kind of stuff, spending our own money. So we were all in. So we had to decide: do we feel compelled to do that,
right.
or what's our role now? How can we be the most helpful?
Right.
And so, out of some conversations over scotch, and no masks.
No masks.
Okay, we came. We came to we have a different mission. Okay, and that's what I want to share with you. Where we stand. Ironically, I don't know if it's ironically, out of this whole same thing, it also, I think it parallels to what is needed for the times that we're in. And I'm speaking to American citizens now. Okay, I know we have some Canadians, and we wind up having South Africans and Australians and some UK
We do.
people watch, that kind of stuff, watching.
Because you're international, baby.
Yeah, but I'm speaking based as an American, based on our laws and who we are as a people and what we're founded on and where we're at and dealing with this. So ironically, this falls right in line with all that. So I just wanted to take this time in part 2 to talk a little bit about an opinion on where things are at socially in our nation, but really how we want to help in our role. Okay. Does that make sense? I can kind of. It sounds kind of fluffy. It's kind of philosophical, but this is really you got to decide what your role is. Okay, so really, number one. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready, sweetheart?
Sure.
You ready? Everybody ready? The first thing that we finally decided, that really came clear, that really what we're all about here, the $1 Million Plumber. Okay, and really what I want to do for you, okay, is to provide hope.
Hope and change?
Hope. No, just hope.
Okay.
All right. Okay. The hope. And I hope that heart comes out. And sometimes it's kind of goobery. I've taken hits from haters,
haters
weird
gonna
stuff, because I know I'm weird in some ways. But really the bottom line with hope, and these are for you guys and gals that have a plumbing business or want to have a plumbing business, that are truly looking, okay? The hope I want to give you is that if I can do it, you can do it. Okay, that if Laura and I can do it from nothing and broke and really not a lot of knowledge and knowing what to do.
We're not their smartest,
okay,
sharpest crowns
that
in
if
the
we
box.
could do it, you can do it. Okay, and I hope that provides hope. That's really what all this is about. That's one reason I want to make it fun. And we just did the new logo.
We did.
And
look at you.
You look at it's there. It's over here, right over my shoulder. There. Look at that. All right.
There he is.
And really, when we're talking about that,
Steve
I'm glad that the kick charge. What?
Steve. And P is what I'm going to call him from now on, because I can never pronounce his last name, even though he gave me specific instructions how to pronounce it. I just mess it up. So Steve, you're just going to be known as Steve P. So anyway,
all right,
go ahead, honey.
What is Steve P? What is he?
He's just saying, "What's up, guys?"
Oh, what's up? All right, right back at you, brother. All right.
Remember, he's the one that we ran into downtown during the wet show, I think.
At a restaurant, when we were having lunch or whatever.
Yeah, and we're walking by
Steve.
a table, and he's
all
like,
right, yeah, thanks for saying hi.
What?
See, that's cool.
Yeah.
And see, I hope we get that approachability, and we want this to be fun. I want this to be fun, not so seriously. That's why I don't do. We're not going to be walking on coals and getting all worked up and even though I'm all man, I get the man thing. I want all that. Okay. But I want it to be informative but fun, and that's why I like that Kick Charge captured that and saw that in the personality.
Yes.
And tried to explain. So we take it kind of seriously. That's a nice.
We take businesses seriously.
Yeah, we do take it seriously.
Of course.
But at the same time, we want to make it fun. So. That's why, it's the logos kind of captured a little bit of my personality, smiling and a little cheesy, and just, Lego head kind of a thing, and that's the fun side. Okay.
Okay.
And so really that's meant to really give you hope. I really want you to feel that and especially during these times, that if we can do it, you can do it too.
Correct.
Okay, and so even through this times, that's where we feel that our role is to give you hope. And so if I was constantly putting out political things and stoking the flames and that kind of a thing, I know that you guys know that. The guys that get it know it, okay? You know that's going on, okay? I don't think it's my role. I don't want to take that role where I'm constantly stoking those flames and making you fearful and reminding you, like my brother Matt Carter and my student and my, part of our private coaching, and he lives up underneath the tyrant there in
Michigan,
that it'd probably be best for them to leave the state.
Get out.
Okay. Same with my Californian guy. I mean, in fact, if you live in California, I don't understand why you live in California. Okay. And I'll get to what that's really meant to be. Okay. Why, but how things are happening. Anyways, if I was really hitting and pounding on that and talking to deep state stuff and going that route, that has a tendency to make us fearful all the time.
Right.
Okay. And I want to help make you hopeful. In fact, even like I said, with our clients, our role has been to push them forward, to be moving forward. You're not going to die. Don't worry. Just take care of Mrs. Jones. Take the hill. Right. If she wants you to wear a mask, okay, then wear a mask. But get your guys working, and just keep moving forward. Get the truck. Get the stuff. Just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. And they're having record months.
Right.
They're having right now record
months.
right now. Okay. In fact, we're having a problem with a lot of them just can't get guys because guys have decided to go on unemployment.
Right.
Which tells you about their character, by the way. Okay, which is a little sad. All right. Much rather sit on my butt and take a handout from the government.
Right.
Which is, I think that's
that's maddening.
That's slavery. I think
it kind of is.
I think that it's slavery. Okay. So, anyways, the point I want to make is to make you hopeful to push forward. Okay, so even during this time, I see hope through this time. Looking at the case we're in, I think it's. I'm hopeful that the truth is coming to the surface. Okay, we're seeing how our states are behaving. The bad guys and gals are they're coming out of the dark.
Bad actors.
Okay, they're coming out of the dark. Okay, okay. All right, Larry, welcome.
Larry. Hey, boss
It's better late
man.
than never. Glad you're here, brother.
Speaking of California.
Man, I don't know why you live in.
I don't either.
Okay.
Not especially where they live with all those
with tarantulas and rattlesnakes.
Did you see the thing they posted the other day? It had something. It had a million legs on it. Oh, it was disgusting.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay.
Sorry.
So that's what I want to be. My role is to provide you hope. Okay. So I hope you see that. And the things that we put out. Certainly Potty Talk Live is about that. The bottom line, if we can do it, you can do it. Okay, well, I want to provide you hope and not just stir the flames of fear.
Right.
Okay, and get you all worked up. Okay.
Paul Schultz is saying more residential business than ever right now. Yep, that is exactly what we're seeing. Right. Where are you at, Paul? What area? What city are you in? That's what we're finding with really, I would say the vast majority of our clients just super busy, which is amazing.
Take it while the other guys are panicking. That's the thing. Are caught up in all this. All right, move forward. Don't worry about whether things are going to be taken away and
right.
And that kind of a thing.
Right.
Okay. Be aware. I'll be honest with you. The lovely Laura and I watch programs. We don't watch the news, but we watch stuff that. We know is good and truthful.
True.
And we have our ear on the rail and we're listening, but we're not living in it, if that makes sense.
News is meant to be checked, not watched.
Right. Okay.
News is meant to be checked, not watched. Guys, turn it off. Turn off the constant. We were somewhere the other day, I forget, and they had a TV, waiting room. I forget where we were, but CNN was on. And the death count on the side. It's just constant. I mean, that is not good for your psyche.
Right.
To just have that constantly bombarded.
In fact, we've told our clients, go take a trip. I'll tell you that. Guys, take a trip. Go this week, make a plane flight. Don't worry about whether you have to wear a mask or how it's going to be going through TSA.
Right.
Go take a trip. Go someplace that you've never been before. Be adventurous. Be hopeful. Be hopeful. Okay?
Yep.
Moving forward, okay?
Yep.
With all the retail closed, more money being spent on home improvements. That's true. Which gives you some insight. I'm hopeful about that. That's the point I want to make with hopeful. People are spending all money on that. So it gives me some sense of that human spirit. You know, I have to admit I was a little concerned. And you know, we've had this conversation, sweetheart. Are we still the same people?
No.
I know we so quickly say that. Are we still the same people?
Oh, look, we twisted Leslie's arm.
Okay, you're going to the lake. Oh, right. Force yourself to go to the lake. Okay. Good for you, though. Go. Okay. But, you know, I have to admit, you know, we have pictures of our men, you know, storming. Yeah, I saw one post or whatever, which I think was good about how they put it. You know, we show men storming the beaches of Normandy, where there was a 99% chance you were going to get shot and killed.
Right.
Okay. Next, they showed men all wearing masks, which I can't. Every time I admit, I'll probably get arrested. So every time I see a guy in a mask, I just want to go punch him in the face. What a wuss! What a wuss! Okay, so I'm telling.
Short of the people that have to work that have
the guys that have to because they have to play that game.
Right.
Okay, I'm talking to guys that are driving in the cars and then getting out of the car to pump gas and they got a mask on, or you know they're going into the store, you know, wearing a mask even before you know. It's just anyways. You know, are we that kind of freedom-minded? And it's not about getting sick, guys. It's not about getting sick. It's about the idea of personal freedom.
Right.
You know, I was watching, as my habit, when I have to do some busy work on the computer that I just really don't like to do. My mind needs multiple things to kind of have going on. So I'll put a movie on. And I happened to put the movie on Apollo 13. I've seen that movie, Apollo 13. And here's a time when, and I lived in Florida during that time. I remember when all this was going on, during the moonshots, I was in a bedroom that had one wall with Apollo wallpaper on it.
Oh yeah.
And I would sleep on. I had a bunk bed, you know, for my buddies, you know, would come over. I always slept on the top, but I could stare out the window and see the moon, where the moon was. And I always remember looking at the moon, saying, I want to be an astronaut. Okay, but that was a time when men would risk lives. I mean, people could die, astronauts could die.
Right.
Now, we're looking for everything to be so safe. We have that helmet, put a helmet on. We dress my kids never wear helmets or pads. I refused to have my kids wear helmets and pads riding a bike. All the other little neighborhood kids, a lot of them were riding with that is so stupid. They gotta learn. They gotta learn these things. Okay, we're trying to make everything put bubble wrap on everything. Okay, we're putting a helmet on everything. Okay, trying to make everything so safe. That's why
life is not safe.
Right, life is not safe.
It's not meant to be lived safely.
Right, and if they're telling you to be safe, what they're really telling you is, I'm taking your freedom.
Right.
You know, okay? Yeah, the sheeple. Okay, the sheeple. So anyways, and so I don't want to go on about this all the time with you. There's people and there's avenues that you can listen to that will go on with that, and we listen to them, okay? My role here as, you know, the $1 Million Plumber brand is to provide you hope that you can grow a successful plumbing business. Okay, if we can do it, you can do it. Even during these strange times. Okay, it's just adapting. Okay, business is happening. You got to adapt.
Right.
Okay. The next thing that's really what we want to do is to educate. Okay, so that's what we're all about here. Okay, is we want to educate you on the business of plumbing. Okay, you weren't taught the business of plumbing. You don't know business. The odds are you don't know business. Okay, the government's not your daddy. No, but they think they do. But it wasn't written up to be your daddy. Okay, all right. Your daddy was to be your daddy. Okay, all right. And we'll get to that. In fact, that brings up with education. Okay, but we want to educate you on the business of plumbing. So that's what the $1 Million Plumber is all about. That's what Potty Talk Live here is all about. Okay, it's meant to educate you and hopefully be in a little fun way. You know, we got a little program here, and laugh a little bit and all that. You notice, but we kind of educate you on that. Okay, and yes, that's why we do offer we have like the Success Academy and the private coaching and stuff. That, I do charge you for it. Because, by the way, if you have no skin in the game, you don't do it. When we give it away free, you don't do it.
We've given it away free if you...
No one's... Every time we give it away free, they don't do it. When we had a hard luck case or that kind of stuff every single time when we give it away. So we do charge something because, first of all, it's worth something, okay? And if you feel it's worth something, too, you'll do it, okay? And by the way, if you do these things, you'll be successful, okay? I'm just going to say it, all right? If you do it, 2 + 2 = 4, you'll be successful. And we have, and I have some freebies, okay? In fact, do we have... that's why we offer like the freebies, just to get you kind of thinking. All right, hey, you're doing it, like the 7 Must Knows, okay? My free ebook. Okay, these are 7 things, and 7 principles that you got to know to be successful.
And it is an updated 7 Must Knows.
All right.
So if you haven't gotten it yet, or if you've gotten it before and you want to get the most updated, the most recent,
right, pick it up. Simply type 7 in the comments, or go to themilliondollarplumber.com/7. Okay, so we do these kinds of things. I'm not trying to get you, or I don't need you to do it. I mean, I don't need you to do it.
Help me.
Help me. Help you. For those that want to be helped. By the way, I talk to lots of guys, and we and all that. I can tell the ones that are on board. In fact, with the ones that say when I talk, they're desperate.
Yes.
And so they say,
coachable.
So here's my credit card. They're right. They're not worried about the money. So that's how you can tell you're ready to learn something, when it's like, just tell me what to do. Here's my card.
Yep.
Okay, that kind of stuff. And the guys do it. Again, like my guys, I have examples right now, the guys that are just killing it, okay?
Yep.
And it's not because it's just like this is brain surgery stuff, it's just knowing it, okay?
Right.
Knowing how to do it, all right?
Stuff we didn't know either when we started out.
Right, okay, so that's my agenda there, okay? Is to educate you on the business of plumbing, okay? You need to educate yourself. I need to as a citizen. I don't mean to say that you and I have and I know, but we as American citizens need to educate ourselves on what our freedoms are all about and where they come from. We have this thing called the Constitution.
Hungry.
I mean, have you ever read the Constitution?
That's a really good question.
I mean, have you read the Constitution? Not Dr. Falchi or whatever. Falchi or your governor saying this. And by the way, all your governors, Dr. Falchi and those are unelected officials. They have no power over you. They have no power over you. All right.
Thanks, Kelly.
They have no power over you. Okay. The governors all, when they become a governor, make an oath to support the Constitution of the United States.
And defend. Do they defend?
Okay.
I don't remember if they defend.
All right. And all state constitutions are based on the United States Constitution. Okay. All right. Which it's an amazing thing. Guys, this is what makes us unique as Americans. Okay. And what's going on right now, the only reason it's going on is because you and I have allowed it to happen. You and I have said, yes, we're going to put masks on, and we're going to close all our businesses. They have no legal. They have no legal justification. They can't do it. That's why you see like this, this barber or this hairdresser that was in prison or whatever too. They went to jail.
Yeah, Shelley Luther in Texas.
When they took it to federal court, it was immediately dropped because there's no law, guys. There's no law saying that the churches can't be open.
Right.
That's what's so sad. We've left our church because it's shown that there's not wisdom there from the leadership. Okay, there's no law. There's no law that says you have to. In fact, our Constitution protects our ability to be in church. It protects our ability to congregate, whether it's for a demonstration or whether it's to go to the store.
Yep.
It protects that you can't close the business. The government can't say these businesses will be closed until it can't do it. A governor can't do it. The federal government can't do it. A president can't do it. No one can say we're shutting businesses.
Right.
It can't be done.
And that's why we're finding the ones that are the businesses that are opening and then it going to court, they're all getting dismissed.
Right.
I think Oregon just came out and the court, I can't remember who it was, or maybe the Attorney General, said totally dismantled the Oregon governor's executive orders, said it can't happen.
Right.
Because they know.
Right.
The courts know.
Thank God for now we've had sheriffs who realize that I'm not going to arrest
was
these
it.
people. I'm not going to arrest because it's not in the Bill of Rights. I mean, it's not in the Constitution. I mean, it's an amazing thing. Read this, and it's easy to read, guys.
Yeah, the judge nullified the governor's orders in Oregon. I mean, just nullified them because they know
They
they're
can't,
not
right.
constitutional.
If all the businesses would just open up, there's nothing they could do. We've handed over this freedom because we're not educated.
Right.
We don't know the business of our freedom. We don't know the business of our country. So we're allowing these ignorant and hateful. I mean, at best, they're hateful. Okay, they're hateful people. At worst, they're tyrants. Okay, now the blessing may be that that's coming to light, and we can see that. But we as people must know. We must be educated on our freedoms and why we can do what we can do. I mean, if you read the Constitution, and I even have the Bill of Rights here, I mean, it's only a couple pages, and it's very short, and it's not very short because they were uneducated people who wrote this. The people who wrote and framed our Constitution and the Bill of Rights are way more educated than people are today, than our political leaders are today. Okay, they knew multiple languages, they knew science, they knew agriculture, okay? They knew theology. I mean, they were well-educated people, okay? And even the common folk were educated. Okay, so people were better educated then, truly educated. They made it simple because it is simple. Today, we come out with these laws that are thousands of pages long. It's there because it's meant to deceive you, okay? It's meant to benefit them, okay? To empower people, okay? All right, and take power away from the people. So you read something like, our First Amendment. I mean, it's this short. Listen to this.
Okay.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, okay, or prohibit the free exercise thereof. I mean, that's the first thing. I mean, that was guys. This is coming from a people just creating freedom. That's the first thing they spoke on. The first thing. All right, will not or prohibit the free exercise thereof. You can't close the churches, and for these pastors to have closed in the first place is suspect and weak. Okay, but the ones that haven't, when the governors did say, okay, you get to open. Oh, thank you, we get to open. What? Okay, and are still figuring out ways to open. If you go to that kind of church, leave. Okay, it's bad. All right. But that's why these things are happening, because we're allowing them to happen. I mean, this is amazing. All right, they can't close the churches.
Reading about the Black Robe Regiment, probably not, but the Black Robe Regiment back when the country started, there were pastors that helped start the United States of America.
Of the 56 delegates to the first Constitutional Congress, or the
convention.
The convention or whatever. A third of them were like pastors. In fact, a lot of people. Harvard was created to make pastors. Okay, it was a religious school. Harvard,
crazy,
which is now it's been taken over, one of the most liberal schools on the planet. Okay, but I mean, the First Amendment is this short. All right, and it goes on to speak of the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or the press, or the right for people. Listen to this: for the people to peaceably to assimilate, okay, and to petition the government for redress of grievance. So for any governor to say, we will arrest anyone that meet, okay, in any way, shape, or form, they can't do that. They can't. Their whole authority comes from us, the people. First of all, that's what the Constitution talks about. All the power from every branch comes from the people. Okay, they can't.
They can't do it.
They can't do it, guys. They can't do it.
Right.
I mean, it's just amazing. Of course, a lot of us know the Second Amendment: a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state.
Yeah, but necessary. That was just so you could hunt, because back then they didn't have grocery stores, so you had to hunt.
Being necessary to the security. Hunting deer is not security.
No.
Okay, it's food. Security of a free people. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. I mean, that was number 2. The first was the ability for people to get together and congregate and discuss. Okay, there's a reason why that was happening, because that all throughout the Middle Ages, all through time, governments would keep people away from one another because they didn't want them talking.
Right.
Okay, that's why this is being done now. If you ask,
now.
why can we go to Target and shop, but we can't go to church? Why?
I don't talk to anybody at Target.
You don't talk to people at Target, but you talk to people at your church. Okay, and for restaurants, the same kind of there's a meeting place and bars. That's why you can't open bars. Okay, and you got you spread out in the restaurant. We're doing you a favor now. We're protecting you and saving you. No, they're not. They don't want you talking. They don't want you with groups of friends. Okay, all right. Don't want you in the park talking. All right.
Did you see the thing where I forget what restaurant it was? I think it was in Maryland, where to go into a bar, you've got like these bumper things around you, like an inflatable tire around you,
right?
To make sure you keep distance from people. You have to put that on.
That's just asinine, guys.
We've freaking lost our minds.
And it's our fault. It's our fault. Okay? Knowledge. Now, I know I want to keep it hopeful. Okay?
Yeah,
I can't help it, guys.
Go back to hope, baby. Go back to hope.
And then educate. Okay? We got to educate. You got to know this stuff. When you know this, and when you know this, you can look at this stuff and say, F you, Governor. Okay? And if more businesses would do that, we'd be free. Okay? Every business would just open up. They can't rest everyone. In fact, I will tell you that the true heroes, with all due respect, aren't the nurses and doctors. I hate, and it started with the lowering of the flag, half-mast. It used to be we have half-mast when a president died or some big hero died, or something big. Now when someone's dog dies, we lower the flag at half-staff.
Right.
Okay, now this sounds like, the dog was so tired. And nurses they are doing, they are heroes. Well, then everybody's a hero, okay? I get it. My daughter is studying to be a nurse, and we know people are nurses, and nurses are needed, and you do hard work.
Right.
But that's not a hero, okay? That's doing hard work.
Right. That's
okay?
your job.
The hero is that woman in Texas who opened her business when no one else was.
Right.
Okay? Because my gal's got to eat. We got to feed our kids. And took that on, and took on the being hauled out in handcuffs and put in jail. That's a hero. That's a hero.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a hero.
What?
Sorry, nothing.
I can't.
Nope, you're good.
My heart, and I'm pissed there aren't men being dragged out.
Well, we had that 77-year-old barber out of.
And that's going to get to my next point. That's wisdom.
Sorry.
Okay? That's an old guy because it makes sense. This is stupid. Okay? And I got nothing. Think about this. We got businesses that have been shut down. Okay? That if a guy needs to have a barber shop and he still needs to do barber work, he has to do that. He's 77 years old. Okay, to feed himself.
Right.
And we have people, we're allowing our government to say that, no, we're all going to die. We got to keep this Corona-19 bullshit, which is what it is. Okay, it's what it is. Okay, that we're just going to break everybody. Okay, they're not doing it for our safety. They're doing it to take away the freedom. Okay, so that they have more power. All right. I mean, it's just amazing. The Fourth Amendment, guys. Read the Fourth Amendment. The right of the people to secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. That's the business thing right there. When the government says shut down your business, they've seized your business.
They've seized your business.
They can't do that.
They cannot.
They can't do that. They can't shut down the businesses. Now, what they can do. And this is why I took some heat about a year and a half ago about this Texas about being licensed and that kind of thing. And I said, I don't want the state to license.
Right.
If a state says you can work, here's your ability, I say you can work, then they can take it away.
Right.
And here's a perfect example.
As soon as they can give you something, they can take it away.
They can take it away. I want our trade to be licensed the way. And not licensed, but the way you became a journeyman and a master was you learned from a master, okay, in the trades, the way the trades worked, okay, all right, you became an apprentice, all right, and a master plumber trained you, okay, and we can do that ourselves, not have the state do it, because we're seeing a perfect example of now. They're pulling these people's license to do hair. Why do you need a license to do hair?
Why the heck do you need a license
Why do you need a license to do hair?
I don't understand.
And why do you put up with it? Why do we put up with it? Why do we? Why would we need a license for that? Okay, we still tax. Okay, we'll tax. But what they're doing is just saying, I control you. So that's how they've gotten around this thing. Well, you can open up, but now I'm going to take your license.
Right.
So you can't do it.
And maybe with churches too, right?
Right.
We'll pull your tax exempt.
We'll pull your tax exempt. Right.
Which churches should not be tax exempt.
Right.
but
I
that's
think
a
you
whole
should
nother
pay.
story.
Right.
Because of this very reason.
Right.
The government then has control over you.
And if you just read through this, guys, and it's very easy to read and it's simple, it's clear that our founders and framers of our freedom made this extremely clear, okay? And these were very knowledgeable people, okay, and very wise, all right? And it had come from these situations, all right? That's why we see, we get kind of bent out of shape when we see, our Asian community takes a big hit. We say Asians come. I'm just being real here. Asians come over. Well, in the Asians community from where they come from are usually pretty bad. Okay, they don't get the opportunity. Okay, they are abused people. Okay, that's why you can see even people that come from the old Russia and the old Eastern Bloc countries. They come to the U.S. and within a generation they're wealthy because they come here to work. They come here to take advantage of the opportunity, and they're proud. They're proud to be Americans. Okay, they work themselves into the system. All right, and they take advantage of the freedoms. These kinds of freedoms create prosperity and wealth.
And they see it.
Right.
They understand it. They were not taking it for granted.
Right.
Right.
We've gotten lazy, uneducated. Okay, we've listened. We've been watching too much football, guys. Okay, watching too much racing. Playing too much golf.
Yep.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that stuff. Let's read it. Get it. It's online. Get it before it's taken off. Before Facebook gets rid of it.
Right.
Think about that, guys. Where now we have where we communicate saying this is right and this is wrong. Where did we do that in the recent history? Fascist Germany, guys. Fascist Germany. We're behaving like fascist Germany. We get down to the 10th Amendment. I mean, and it just clarifies it. The power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, which was very little. It was just said, here's how long you get to be in office. Here's what you're responsible for. Okay, all right. Nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people.
Huh? What do you know?
That's what someone recently asked me at. I kind of said that with Trump, I wasn't sure where Trump was at. I was disappointed in him because I thought he had if he would just say, everyone get back to work, he had what I call a Mount Rushmore opportunity where he could have done something extremely presidential. But maybe he is, because what he hasn't done, which Obama would have done, which even Bush did, guys, when you have the Patriot Act, okay, is taking more power, centralizing power into the federal government.
It's not supposed to be that
Trump
way.
just has said, let the states decide on how they're going to roll things back out.
So he's letting
which is constitutional,
right?
Which is constitutional. Let the states decide on how they're going to.
Now the governors get to show their true colors.
The governors now show their true colors. So for you in California, in Michigan, in Maine, New York, you guys are under tyrants, or at worst, at best, you're under crazy, stupid haters who hate you. They do. Okay?
Well, we're just peasants. I mean,
Right, you're just right.
Yeah.
Okay? And it was designed, our Constitution, the way it was created for the states to have the power like that because it was closer to the people. By the way, being close to the people meant the people knew where their representatives lived. They work for us, guys.
Right. Guys, we got to remember that.
So you show up at someone's house. You ever heard about how they would run someone out of the town?
On a rail?
On a rail, tarred, feathered, and on a rail. You ever heard that expression? Well, they actually did that. They would pour tar on them in feathers, chicken feathers, and they'd have them on a rail, so it was very
public,
demeaning and public, and run them out of town. And that, guys, because they're stealing from your freedom. I mean, guys, it just happened in Oregon. In Oregon, where we have the one woman who opened up her business. Again, a woman opened up her business. And then the state, Oregon, just shut her down, and
fined her a couple times, and then
sent the children's services
Children's Protective CPS.
To take her children.
No, not to take her children. To come and interview her.
Right.
And to check on the welfare of the children.
Of the children, but that's the fact. That's the tactic.
And she has a 3-year-old and an 8-week-old, and they interviewed the 3-year-old without the parents. They took her to a different room to interview, and then they checked the diaper of the 8-week-old.
Guys, that's scary. Okay, that's scary stuff. For you for the few free-minded people, you ought to be with your pitchforks and guns
for something like that
at the governor's house and run them out of town, tarred and feathered. Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, that's the power. That's the cost of freedom, guys.
Yep.
If we don't do this, what's happening? What will happen is we will not have freedom. Okay, the ability to decide that you want to have a plumbing business.
Right.
Okay. The ability to have nice things, okay, even the means to be able to make enough money to have nice things. Okay, we already have these governors and mayors coming out saying, "Well, I'm important, so I need to get my hair cut, my nails done."
That one was
okay.
Well, they're all crazy, but that one, it was a Chicago mayor that had closed. Nobody could get a haircut. Nobody could go anywhere. But she got a haircut, got busted for getting her haircut. But she said, "It's because I'm in the public eye and I take my hygiene very seriously."
And you don't, and they believe you don't. Guys, you're peasants. For those kinds of people, for the California, Larry, I mean, there's a responsibility, and for Oregon, okay, there's a responsibility for free people. Michigan,
yep.
All right, New York, all right, even in my state, they don't have the authority to do this. Okay, they don't have the authority. Okay, but you don't know that if you're not educated. Okay.
So read your Constitution.
All
it's
right.
easy, guys. So if you haven't read it before, probably be a good idea. And maybe you haven't read it because you're thinking, well, it's just too deep, or it's too big, or it's no.
And read it to your children. And guys, your children are your children.
Hey, Adam Smith.
So they don't have anything to say back to you. Okay.
What do you mean?
Guys, there's not a conversation. Well, I think we should love one another, and we shouldn't do this, and we should give the money. We should share our money, and that the way they're being taught in school now.
Oh, this okay.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so for your kids, it's not a discussion. Okay, take responsibility. You got to teach your children what it means to be free. Okay,
right.
We can become slaves again within a generation, and we're on that. We're seeing it happen right now. I mean, we're at a crossroads. Okay, but I want to be hopeful. Okay, I want to share hope.
Hopeful. Go back to hope.
Educate you. That's what we're doing. Educate yourself. And finally, what I hope to provide you is some wisdom. Okay, how it looks from my perspective with what we do here. That's why you hear me say things like, "It ain't about plumbing." I take some heat from that. Some of the guys, my haters. Because they're stupid. Okay, they're going to be ignorant. There are ignorant, stupid people. Okay, but if you're truly seeking wisdom, how can you be successful with your plumbing business? It ain't about plumbing.
It's not.
Okay, and that's wisdom. Okay, now it takes a moment. There's some insight into that and some talk and discussion about that. Okay, or things like you got to get comfortable. Being uncomfortable. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay, that's wisdom. Okay, just because you're educated doesn't mean you have wisdom. Okay, all right. Matt says, yeah, he made his 12-year-old son study the Constitution. Yeah, they're not teaching it in school.
You.
All they teach it at school is a bunch of old white guys that owned slaves and took advantage of people. The United States Constitution is the best thing that happened to the world. The world is free and been prosperous because of America, period. I don't, all due respect to my brothers in other countries. But what we did here in the U.S., what our founders did, was unique, okay? And again, they were well-educated and had wisdom. Wisdom comes from the Bible, by the way. That's why there's such a work in our society to get rid of church and to downplay church. Okay, and make it all about science. Okay, you can be awfully educated on science and have no wisdom. Dr. Falchi is a great example of that. The guy's an idiot. Okay, very educated in science, and he's using all that science to profit himself, to line his own pockets. By the way, okay, he's a very wealthy man, He's made a lot of money off of.
He's going to get even more wealthy since he has
right.
the patent on these vaccines he's wanting to
right.
unleash on us.
Okay, but doesn't mean he has wisdom. Okay, wisdom comes from the Lord. Period. Okay, you can be awfully smart, know stuff, but not be wise. I mean, I see it in the plumbing world. I mean, you can know your numbers, but if you don't understand really what's going on with your customer, it doesn't matter how well you know your numbers.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die. Okay, so wisdom. So there we have it.
Okay.
That was my rant number 2. I didn't expect to even go on that much,
Yeah,
but I did. I can't help it. You know.
I know.
All right. I hate seeing what's going on,
But we are offering hope, and the way to kind of help
get me out of this.
I'm trying, baby.
Okay.
I'm trying to help see through the mud that we're kind of all in, and see to the other side, because there will be another side.
Yes.
The other side. We'll get to the other side, and there is hope for plumbing business owners. There's hope.
Yep.
Right.
Yes, there is. Hey, it's great if you have a plumbing business. It's you're sitting on a gold mine. Okay. In fact,
no, Patrick. Don't even.
I know it's just playful, but okay. Nope. Hey, we want to be involved in our community and with our businesses, and then send others to represent us. Okay. And really, when we send them to represent us, we want them just to sit there. Okay, we'll give you a nice office. And we just want you to, you have a fancy position, but I don't want you to do anything. Okay,
right.
That's really what you want.
Yeah, don't be passing a bunch of laws that are going to infringe on
we don't
liberty.
need any more laws. We don't need any more anything else. In fact, just go have lunches. Do your lunches, and sit in those little desks. Sit behind your little desk. There in the big room with your feet up, reading the paper. Okay.
Hey, Adam Smith.
And that's what we want you to do. All right. And really, guys, that's what we want.
No,
in fact, our founders, if you read, read some of the founders, not just they hated going to Congress and all, because they had to leave their businesses,
right.
and they had to leave where they made money and took care of their families and involved in their community. All right, it wasn't a winning thing for them to go.
It sure is now.
Okay, but it is now. These guys they go and they come out wealthy.
Yep.
Okay. And they're taking your wealth. This doesn't come from it's your wealth. They're stealing from you. Okay? And so there you have it.
Okay.
All right. Hey, if you're looking for more hope with your plumbing business and want more education and some wisdom, I got just what you need.
Ooh, you do?
Okay? All right?
Okay.
It's in my $1 Million Plumber Success Academy. All right? It is there. Okay, there's a wise guy right there.
He's
okay?
a wise guy.
All right, 12 modules,
The
educational
boss.
modules, okay? Business and the forms, the flat rate book, okay? Everything you need to know to calculate your own price. All these kinds of things that are important to operating a successful and self-sustaining and profitable, that's a key word there too, profitable plumbing business, okay?
It's a
Teaches you the
profit
business of
deal.
plumbing. And you can try it out for 14 days for free. All right? There's no hook there. There's no danger. There's no risk. All right? Don't be scared. You don't need a mask.
be scared.
All right? Simply type success in the comments or go to themilliondollarplumber.com/success to check it out and just do it. All right. There we go.
Okay.
All right. That was my rant number 2,
Rant
part
part
2. All right. Thanks for joining me. It was good having you on board. And as always, I want to remind you that you were purposely and wonderfully created. And you were created to do great things. So plumb like a champion.
Bye-bye.
For tuning in to Potty Talk Live with Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber. If you enjoyed this show, share it now.
Just do it.
To catch past episodes and get alerts for new episodes, turn notifications on now. And join us again for more tips, techniques, and strategies to help you grow your plumbing business.